getting money. I'm just getting money. Money making good, my money need a lot. I'm just getting money. I'm just getting money. Money making good, my money need a lot.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? What's going on? It's your boy, Coach Ricks, man. And this is Coach's Talk. Coach's Talk, where we discuss all things OU related, college football related, all things in between. Before we get started, man, please hit that red subscribe button, man. Like the videos, man. Ring the bell so you won't miss any content, man, that we got going forward. We were just discussing something in the green room, man. Let me go ahead and bring him on in. The one and only Mr. Bishop Frank, man. How's everything going, big dog?
Oh, man. Beautiful. Great Sunday. Big salute to fans.
Hey, always, man. But like we were saying in the green room, man. Like I said, we were talking about a conversation, man, that somebody's going through, man, and we just felt like, man, is that there's no way possible that if I had a what's going on, Kimberly K? If I had a family member, man, that lived in the city, that I'm going to go, especially immediate. Okay, Bishop Frank, let's do it like this. You're my brother. I'm coming into town to do something. There's no way I come into town where you live and you don't see me and we brothers.
I don't care how much you stepped on my last corn the last time. I'm gonna say, hey, you still alive?
Yeah, man. Hey, it didn't bother me, man. Really, honest to God, man, it really didn't. It just would it been my birthday weekend, man, and then have certain people of my family coming in town and just don't I ain't gonna get on it. It is what it is. Life goes on and we keep pushing. So Kimberly K, how's everything going? How's everything going on your end?
Yeah, good to see you, Kimberly K.
Jimmy, what's going on, big dog? How's everything going? Hey, blessing, man. Blessing on this Sunday, man. Like I said, I had a wonderful weekend, man. We were talking about the vacation that I had, even though it was short. We came back and we had a great birthday party. My wife put it together with my sister-in-law and brother-in-law and my daughters and Keontae. We all went out to dinner to this barbecue restaurant, and we had a good time, man. So I'm blessed to have people around me, man, that value family, that value time and friendship. That's one of the main things, man, that I value more than anything, just the friendship that some people have. Even mine and yours, Bishop. I tell people all the time, man, is that if you walk through life, man, and you can count more than 10 people on your hand that you have friends with, you are blessed. Because some people can't even count 5 on their hand and everything. I mean, real true friends. Like if I broke down on the side of the road somewhere 1,000 miles away, even though it might take you a long time, I know you coming.
Right.
So
yeah, and it's like we talk about your circle is very very important, and understand you go to the end of the earth for your circle, and that's why they're in your circle.
Oh yeah, well, like I said, I'm gonna be all right, man. There's some things going on, guys, that I'm not gonna speak on, but it's something that me and Bishop know, man. So if we talk outside the box or if we talk about something and you guys don't get it, just understand that me and Bishop got it, and it's nothing but love, and everything.
Hey, Miss Ricks, big salute, true diamond for that birthday move. True diamond.
Oh yeah, man. That's 25 years in the making, man. And like I told her, I was like, you ain't gotta worry about me going nowhere. Some point in time, man, us men, that light click on, man, to where the eyes stop wandering. That DNA, as some say, that men have inside you start wandering off. I don't even worry about that, man. I got so much to lose and everything, man, to be even trying to wander about anything, man. So I'm good where I'm at, and I don't want to start over again. I do not want to start over again, man, because the dating scene out there in the world right now is crazy. I see my kids going through it. Man. They they don't know what love is, man. They keep saying they know what love is. They don't know what love is, man. Love is like, they were saying love should have brought your ass home last night. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know about that, man. They don't know about that boomerang.
Hey, 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 it's a four-letter word called work. WORK.
Hey, boy, look. Good. Hey, yes, David, Christ is King. Hey, I tell people, man,
Salute, baby.
if you are married and you don't have no type of religion or no type of God or whatever in your life, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, dog, man. Because don't get me wrong, we've had our little bumps in the road. We've had our little, this and that and everything, man. But
Yeah.
the longevity of it outweighs the bad part of it. I know
Yeah.
her. I know everything about Amy, man. And like I said, there is nobody. Why would I want to go out there and get beanie weenies when I have steak at home?
Mhm. Okay.
Dude, are you the Matrix? What's wrong with your camera? Oh, there it is. I'm like, what the hell? No, I keep telling people that, man. I keep telling people that. Hey, we're gonna get to it here in a minute, man. We got some emails we gotta get to, man. I think we got 10 today, but I really want to get on this hate for Oklahoma, man. I was reading a lot. I went to a seminar yesterday, and it's only about 3 hour seminar. I try to make those every so often, just sit in the back room, man, and just listen to some of these coaches talk about the up and coming, NIL structure, how the revenue sharing is going to go, how it's going to affect the NFL, how it's going to affect colleges, how it's going to affect high school. And I can honest to God tell you, Bishop, it is so sad. They don't have a damn clue. There is no structure in place. There's no guideline of what we can do and what we can't do. It's just let's play it by ear.
And see, that's the sad thing about what the NCAA actually did, is that really they put a model out there with no bone structure. They just put a the outline out there and allowed for the constituents to build the actual body of it, which is sad. That means, okay, you make rules that ain't even in place, so then it was never no rules, so then it becomes a rule, so it becomes the norm. So yeah,
Well, it's like this. If we go out and do something, man, and we get in trouble, we should be held accountable for what we do.
absolutely.
But we know there are guidelines already in place to where if we do make mistakes, we know what the ramifications are. We know if we go out there and do something crazy, we know what the punishment is if we do that. There is no punishment right now for anybody doing anything asinine, anything crazy in this new NIL era.
Right.
And even some of the high school coaches, man, are jumping in on it. And that's the sad part about it, because I always thought the high school coaches and everything, man, were the first ones to protect the kid from what they don't know. We are adults. We know what's out there. These kids do not know what's out there. And it's our job to protect them from what's out there, because they don't have both of them don't have both sets of parents. Some kid might have a grandmother that's raising them. She definitely don't know this modern era with technology and all this, what her grandchild can or cannot do, and she's trying to do the best she can. So she needs guidance, but there is no guidance because everybody's out there playing Wild Wild West.
And see, then what we're basically saying, it goes off the character of the individuals in those positions, and some of them are built for it, and some of them are winging it, as you can tell by the different outcomes.
Well, that was always my biggest complaint about this is we got to have some guidelines in place and everything, man. Because if we don't, where will it end?
Right.
What will be the end goal? What's the end goal for all this? Are we? I had a person ask me, Coach, in the seminar. He was like, Coach, is it the NIL era or is it still the love for the game era? And I just said, to be honest, man, you don't hear that much about for the love of the game no more. You keep hearing about, well, this kid left because he didn't get this amount of money, or this kid wants this amount of money, so he wants this. I've never heard of a player say, you know what, I want to just go there because it's X, Y, and Z. You don't hear that no more. Everything is always about money.
Yeah, and part of that is on the NCAA. If they would have took the initiative to actually put some thought into it, it
Yeah.
could have been something that, wow, they were on the cutting edge, and they sent this thing called NIL out with some good bone structures and all of that, and did the research. But instead, out of haste and out of hurt, bitterness, they just threw something out there that was just like I said, it was just the skeleton without the meat on the bone.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have some more guys jump in later. I think Big Mike's gonna jump in. I think Jason's gonna jump in, and Mr. Dent said he might jump in, and we'll address that with those guys and everything, man. Because I want to try to get some of these emails done.
Yeah,
That's what me and you are here for. So let's get going. Let's get going. My wife put them together. I think we got 10 here for today. I didn't want to stay on too long, but I wanted
thank
to
you,
make
Miss
sure.
Briggs.
Oh man, she's not feeling well today, man. I think she ate something bad last night, man. I don't know what it is about my wife, man, or is it most women? They cannot just eat whatever they want to eat. I eat whatever I want to eat. I don't have no complications, no nothing. I'm gonna eat. She has to eat certain things, and I just don't get it. You know.
That's all right. We'll keep her in prayer.
Oh yeah. Oh no, she's fine. She's just laying down on her phone. She's all right. But let's get on these emails. All right. First one saying, "What's going on, Bishop and Coach? This is Tiffany Armstrong. This is a softball question. Okay. Oklahoma lost nearly every player from a class that four-peated. Then the Sooners joined the best conference in all of softball. Patty Gaskell wins it with little experience and a lot of youth. Do you think this year is more impressive than any of the four championships due to the level of competition?" No. Hold on, Bishop. Hold on. That last one got you. Do you think this year is more impressive than any of the four championships due to the level of competition? You got to win it first.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Got to win it first.
If she wins this year,
yeah,
it'll outweigh all those other four.
For the simple fact that you're taking a team that was put together and has never played together, for them to draw together as one and go do this. If they're able to complete the unfinished business, you're absolutely correct. But right now, no.
Hey, I want everybody that's in the comments and everything. When we answer these questions, I want to know what you guys think as well, because this is a family thing. So I'm gonna read it again, and I want the people in David and you and Jimmy and Kimberly K answer these questions. Do you think this year is more impressive than any of the past four championships that Oklahoma won due to the level of the competition they're playing right now? Let me get some feedback from you guys and everything on what you guys think, because I think they got to win it. I don't want to change a conference championship for a title. The title is more important to me.
Absolutely, and I hear where you're coming from, and that's where my cognitive dissonance. I should have listened completely, not just listen for.
No, you good. No, Thunder OU, same thing. Not as impressive as the last 4 years. Look, that last 4 years, man, you got to think about it. It's never been done. 4 straight, it's never been done. So we're trying to say, is planning a harder conference and winning an outright conference more important than being the first team to ever win 4 championships straight?
No.
Now,
but if they complete the process,
if they win this year, it's going to be impressive, but it still won't. I mean, but okay, put it to you like this: if they win this year, they will add to something that's already been solidified. They will be the first team to 5-peat. Now they will attach their names to those 4 that repeated, for that 4-peat. Jimmy says no.
Yeah.
I mean that's a good question, Tiffany. I like that. That was a good question because they give you something to think about. But
Yeah.
there again, it starts to put people into. You got to put Patty Gasso up there, up there. You do four straight, and then you went on a
Yeah.
63 with a 71 game winning streak. What was it 60, 63, 61, 73, 71?
Yeah.
Man, come on, dog, man. Look, hey, good question, Tiffany. But I just think that four is more important than a conference championship to me.
I will say this to be continued.
Yeah. Now, I do feel like we need help with pitching. And I
Yeah.
and I think Kimberly K said it a few days ago. You cannot just keep giving free base runners. You cannot just keep giving free walks and base runners
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna kill you in the end and everything, man. But no, I mean, good question. That was a good
Yeah.
first
Excellent
question, man.
question.
I like that one, Tiffany. That was a pretty good one. Excuse me. All right, the next one. Hey, Coach and Bishop and the panel. James Milton here. Hold on. Kimberly K says before I read that question, not to be compared because there is no expectation that there would have been as good as they are as primarily freshmen. When they came in, Patty told them they didn't have to get this far. You don't want to put pressure on people when they first come in because if you come in and say, "Hey, let's continue the legacy of what those four did," you won't. That's too much pressure.
That's right.
Conference championships don't mean anything for OU softball. Only rings count. There we go, Thunder. I feel the same way, guys. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Hey, and every time I read a question,
Yeah.
give us the feedback. Give us the
Yeah.
feedback. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
because the
Definitely.
emails to us don't mean that you guys can't chime in and give us your opinion. I want to
Absolutely.
know all areas and all opinions because I don't know it all. Bishop don't know it all.
Nope.
We want this to be an open discussion between everyone.
Absolutely.
All right. So the next one. Hey, Coach Ricks and Bishop and the panel. James Milton here from Matthews, North Carolina. I'm a new member to the podcast, and I must say that you guys have me dying laughing at times. My question is, what is the temperature in Norman now that BV has Oklahoma heading in the right direction? And part two question, what record do you have Oklahoma going this year? Thank you and good luck with the podcast.
Well, uh, I
The
the
temperature.
expectation the
Temperature first.
anticipation is rising for
Okay.
sure. But understand we're still building. We're still getting better each and every day. But let's just understand that the outlook is a lot brighter than last year.
You think people can't let go of last year? They still feel like Oklahoma is going to have a repeat of last year?
You can tell it by the different media doing what they're doing. Some of them are uh, getting on the train. Others are still holding on. So it's just a mixture. But hey, when you're going where you need to go, that's supposed to happen. So
Do you think
we
it's a
just need to
ploy?
keep stacking days.
You think it's a ploy? Because you know how the OU fan base is.
Yeah,
We are diehard.
I would behoove our fan base. It's a ploy because some of them were talking bad, made a prediction of 6-6, and now all of a sudden the same
All hell broke loose.
constituency.
All hell broke loose. You gonna say, oh, you're gonna be 6-6? Well, I mean, the temperature in OU to me, I think the temperature is always good. I think the fan base and everyone loves BV. I just feel like David says 10-2. That's what my record is, David. That's I'm being honest, not because you put that out
Yeah,
there. That was always my record. I just
and
feel like a lot
everybody's
of
not
people. Yours is 93. Sooner Cowboys says 8-4 or better. And look, we don't think about this. We keep saying Oklahoma is going to be better. The teams they played last year might be better too, but I think a lot of them lost. Uh, if it's worse, time to look for a new head. I don't believe that either. I don't believe that either. I really don't. Sooner Cowboy. It's good. Look at this. Who are you going to get to replace him? You can't get Nick Saban out of retirement. He don't want to deal with it no more.
Right. Not only that, unless you keep some of the staff, who's going to replace all of that leadership that you already has as a coaching staff?
Man, yeah. Okay, let's put you like this, Bishop. We've had 2 coaches. We have Lincoln, and then we had BV. Out of those 2 coaches, what has really been the turnover on offense? Got the same running back coach. Got the same O-line coach.
Yeah.
Got the same wide. I mean, no, you got the same tight end coach.
Yeah.
So you kept some of the same people there. The only thing that changed significantly is the defense.
Defense and a wide receiver coach.
Defensive wide receiver coach and OC.
Oh, so yeah.
So my question is, do you Brian Hertline? I don't think he'll leave Ohio State to come. I mean, okay. Who would want to leave and then got to go and rebuild? You saw, I mean, and let's be honest, there is no other defensive coordinator like BV. So you take somebody like BV, who is beloved here in Oklahoma, and we've given him would be 4 years to try to fix it, and he had 1 good year. So you mean tell me you're going to bring somebody in and you're going to give them 4 years to try to figure it out too? I mean, but then you got to think about the players that you might lose. I don't think it's coaching, man. I'm being honest, Sooner Cowboy. I don't think it's coaching. You ever had some shit happen, man, that just happened and you don't know how it happened and why it happened? It just happens.
Yeah.
I just feel like there is something that is keeping Oklahoma from progressing the way that they should. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fan base. I don't know if that we're so accustomed to winning 10, 11, 12 games every single year under Lincoln in the Big 12 that's the goal. But we're not in the Big 12 no more. We asked to be seated at the big table. Now with the big table, we're not getting the kind of results that we want, and now we're panicking. I don't think it's time to panic. I think it's just time to you got to give it time. You have to give it time. Go ahead, Bishop.
Yeah, no. What I was gonna say to Sooner Cowboy and the chat is that one of the things, though, with give them time, you still can hold them accountable. So I definitely hear what you're saying, and holding everybody that's linked to the university is definitely a component right now, because if we're going to keep saying that we're a 24 gold standard, then when it's not that, then we got to take an honest assessment and keep making sure that we make the necessary adjustments, because understand there's no greater university to be a part of, and you can see how they're building. But once you put the building blocks together, you got to go succeed. So that's what we're aiming to do.
Hey, this next one is gonna make me smile. I gotta even put a star by that one. Thunder OU, you my boy for this one. Lincoln Riley, when he was at Oklahoma, he didn't have to deal with the transfer portal like BV has to. And no one is talking about that. No. And it is not just Lincoln. It's not busy. Every year, the trajectory goes this way.
Correct.
Because everything changes. So you're asking a coach to be able to dictate now if a guy look, we keep hearing about stars. Let's just be realistic. Let's just open up the gate and talk about it. I want y'all's input too. We're gonna go ahead and talk about it. Everybody's scared to talk about it. Me and Bishop ain't. You go out there and get 5 stars and 4 stars. We go out there and we get guys that we want to be here at Oklahoma, and they come in. They don't pan out. They gone. They're gone because we thought they were something, but they didn't come here and show that. So they left because I don't want to be on the bench. I want to be playing. You have to get guys here, man, that want to be here because of it's OU. Not come out here and say, well, I'm a 5-star. I'm supposed to be playing. I don't give a damn what it is. At Oklahoma, time is earned. They don't just give it to you. And if you go to a place and they just give it to you, you're not going to do good there. That means that when you do good and then you do bad and you keep doing bad, you're going to transfer out because you can't handle the pressure of always having to do better. So that's why I feel like a lot of teams are struggling right now, man, because this transfer portal is whooping everybody's ass. It ain't just whooping Oklahoma's ass. It's everybody's ass. You ain't got to go to Alabama no more. You ain't got to go to Georgia no more. You ain't got to go to Oklahoma no more, Ohio State, Texas. You can go to North Carolina, Iowa, Virginia Tech, and do the same shit and make the same amount of money. So it's everywhere. We just deal with Oklahoma. Excuse me. I'm telling you guys, man, Clemson, just today, it's out there. Go look. Dabo had to go get some basketball players to join the football team. Think about that. You got to go get basketball players to come help you get wide receiver because no one's going to Clemson no more like they used to. You can go to a Division II school and still get paid money. So this is it's a little bit harder, man, trying to get these kids to come to these schools because it's all about money. OU is not going to pay every top player to come there and do what? Stay on the bench.
Right.
If I got 6 of the best receivers, okay, let's say there's 10 of the best receivers in the country, and OU got 6 of them. If we get all 6, are all 6 going to play? And if they do, what about the juniors and the seniors and the freshmen and that you had come in the last year that have shown productivity? Someone got to set, and then if they set, they go in the portal. So no one has to deal with that portal shit until now, and that hurts you on the numbers.
Yeah.
So, hey man, that's my rant. That's my rant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and to add, let's be honest. Right now, all coaches are starting to learn that they might need a GM to assist them because it's way too much on the coaches because they didn't have anyone unless you did it and saw it ahead of schedule. A lot of people are learning on the job and they're learning that, hey, I need assistance because it's become a year-round type of deal. So understand that just goes back to that NCAA model of not doing the right thing and just putting something out with just a skeleton and no meat.
The Cowboy says if they replace BV as head coach with the head coach be able to recruit the transfer portal and the recruiting at the same time, that's what BV have to deal with. I'm just telling you guys, man, that is this seminar that I went to, man. One of the biggest questions and one of the biggest concerns in this seminar is you give the kid the money to come to your school. He comes out, he gives everything he has, but he still can't make the roster. Now he ready to leave because you gave him an opportunity, but you still have to pay him. But now they're putting these bylaws in is that, okay, if you leave within a year, everything that we pay you, we want it back. Whoever that picks you up has to pay that back before you leave. Now, how can you do that? Contracts. But now it's not about playing the football no more. It's all about contracts and money and lawyers and all this. I think, man, that we live in a time right now, man, where everybody wants to get paid. I'm all for that. I'm all for every player wanting to get paid. Trust me, I am a player's player. I want to get paid for services that I do. But keyword, services that I do, not services that I might do. It's keyword, big word.
Yeah. So, and I hear where you're coming from. And see, that's where I feel that the NCAA left us to defend for ourselves is then what do you do with the high school recruit that's coming in what guidelines you can't make them employees in order to have this contract. You got to. It's a dicey situation that in order for them to, especially if they want to cap it and put some guardrails and whatnot, it's just what do you do with Title IX? Because it's going to affect the entire sports community. It's not just football.
No, you're right. No, you're right. But I think right here, Zofix had a good point. I don't really value recruits as much as I used to. And I don't want to get to that point, but Zofix, you are absolutely right. You know, the amount of times I heard former 5-star out of exactly. Keith, thank you for saying that. And for Kimberly K, exactly. This fan base needs to learn to support leadership. That's all you hear. Such a reflection of greater society. But if we all can be real, Bishop, and me and you, we try to be real. We try to be honest, try to be open.
Yeah.
Let's kick the damn doors down. Some of this falls on the parents. Some of this falls on the parents.
Come on.
Look, my dad used to always tell me, mean what you say and say what you mean.
Yeah.
I never got that until I got older. I would tell someone, hey, I'm gonna come cut your grass next week. The man said, well, you know what? I trust you. I'm gonna go ahead and pay you right now. We're gonna leave the money up under the thing, so and so come. I go get the money, but then I cut half the grass and tell my dad I'm gonna go do it when I come back. He said, leave if you want to. You told that man you would have X, Y, and Z done. You cannot take the money and not fulfill your obligation of what you're supposed to do.
Facts.
And I think a lot of the parents, man, are some of the problems and everything, man. And I'm a parent that has a kid and everything, man. Well, just Jasmine now. Lisa's gone. But I'm a parent now, man, that I've been through that. And I always stress to them, if you can't do what you say you're going to do, be the first one to go to that person and say, hey, I know I said I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, but this is the reason why I can't. Or have a conversation. Don't duck and dodge that person. Don't try to run away from that person. You be the first one to go to that person.
Yep.
And I hold my girls accountable. I don't really hold my girls accountable like that. I treat my girls like boys. I don't baby them. I don't try to cuddle them. No, damn it. Daddy is going to tell you the hard truth. Well, you shouldn't say it like that. No, I'm going to say it the way it's supposed to be said, because it's a tough, crazy world out there, man. And they'll chew you up and spit you out if you don't be honest and realistic with these kids these days. Yeah. And I love my girls, but I'd rather them be headstrong and mentally and tough than to let some guy sucker them into doing, some sweet daddy talk. I ain't going for that.
Come on, baby, please.
No, man. Zenka says, not saying I don't want to recruit well, but I think I prefer paying for the line of scrimmage versus quarterbacks. Our best quarterbacks are all transfers at this point. You know what, Zenka? You are absolutely right.
Wow.
You are absolutely right. Kimberly K said, we've heard recruits and parents literally say they've considered things they hear and read about what the fans are saying. I can't say that I blame them at this point. Such a terrible look. Hey, look, I'm gonna get off that because we're gonna get back to some of the email, but we're gonna jump back on this because we'll be on this all day.
Hey, what we got some excellent guests coming in, and we'll hold that. Let's put a pin in that and bring that back up.
Okay, hold on. Okay, put a pin in that one. Okay, put one in this one and that one. All right, and there's one more I liked that I liked.
Appreciate you, Sooner Cowboy. Good feedback.
No, for real. I like that one. I value recruits, but if you have a mostly young team, you won't win a lot of games. Well, there's some truth to that, but then there's not some truth to that. It depends on what type of freshman you get. I know some freshmen, man, that are miles and years ahead of their age, and they are wiser than what they should be, and they understand the game a little bit better. But if you get guys that come in there, man, that want to learn, come in here and value family and friendship and value hard work and work ethic, you'll be all right.
And to piggyback off of Coach Riggs, just think about it. That's why it's so important when we're starting to go into this lane, is making sure you have a good mix. You don't want all freshmen, because you want to be able to have someone to lead and be able to come beside them and have some working knowledge on how to get them to go through the levels quicker. So you're absolutely right, Sooner Cowboy.
That's why Patty Gasso girls are so good. They've had those girls set behind them and learn how to play the game, how when to stress, when not to stress, what is important, what isn't, what is not important. So when your seniors and juniors teach your sophomores and freshmen, when your freshmen and sophomores become seniors, they teach the sophomores and freshmen the same thing that they will talk. Then it reciprocates and it keeps a cycle going every single year. The overclassmen teach the underclassmen everything they need to know about Oklahoma, the level of competitiveness here, the level of the standard. We always keep hearing the standard is the standard. Standard will never change. Players will, but the standard will never change.
Not only that, just think about, they have a battle series where they go against one another. So it helps them to, once they facing people like that in their own deal, it gets them prepared for the real season.
Oh yeah, and that was a good question right there, Thunder. So how did you keep the parents from being a manager to these kids? Well, that's going to be on the kid. That is, we keep talking about me and you, Bishop, and look who jumped in the building, man. The one and only man, Mr. Jason Watkins.
Oh.
What's going on, big dog?
What's up, fellas?
Not much, man. How's everything going?
Good. Just trying to get some Sunday chores done, man.
Hey, I got mine done.
I got mine done.
That honeydew list was long.
Yeah, I ain't got a honeydew list, but I got to get the shit done, or else it's trash around here.
All right, but that question that was said is that the hardest conversation, and me and Bishop were talking about this in the green room. Let's just put me on. I'll put me on the burner. Is that I have a hard time talking to my mom still to this day. I mean, there are things I want to say, but you don't say them because it ain't because I'm scared. It's just still a level of respect that you have for your mom, regardless of whatever it may be. It could be something that's so simple. Some people always say, "Oh man, I'll just tell her." It's hard talking to your parent.
Your mom knocked you out too.
About that too, but it's hard talking to your mom about something, man, that's not always positive.
Sure.
And so when you talk about your kid is your mom and dad want to be your manager, you can't say, no, I want you to be my manager. That's your mom and your dad. They are supposed to have your best interest at heart. Suppose. Now that's key word. Keyword. Suppose. I know a lot of parents that are out for parents and their kids is just in the way. So it's a sad thing, man. But I mean, I don't know what y'all's take on that is and everything, man. But Jason, you had said there has to be some type of what? You said there needed to be you've got to build a foundation. A foundation, yes.
Foundation. So I think that, I mean, I was just kind of, you got to build a foundation, and I think that starts with what they did, and obviously you've brought in guys to supplement that, right? You supplemented your high school recruiting, but the foundation of your program has to be high school guys. The guys that are going to come in there and bring your culture. Because that's where you build your culture is with those young guys. And then as you're bringing these guys in, you're bringing in guys that are going to fit into your culture, right? And obviously fit in and be a big part of what you're, your success is. You know, I mean, some guys aren't going to be ready right away. You know what I mean? But development, I think, is key. I think that you have to develop, and you have to identify and develop those guys. And I think that I think there's a mix that you have to find the right mix. But you definitely, you know, it just kind of depends on what that is. I would hope that's have they found the right mix. You know, I mean, they went a little heavier in the portal this year. I think you had to in certain circumstances. And I think when it comes to quarterbacks and stuff like that, I mean, we've seen transfer quarterbacks work for OU, you know, for a long time now. You know what I mean? Even before when they had to sit out, even, you know, we've seen that. So I think that's something that Oklahoma is probably, I think fans at least are pretty comfortable with the transfer quarterback and that kind of stuff. Receivers, running backs shouldn't be a whole lot different than that. But I think that you've seen at least last year that you didn't have the same kind of easy blend with the linemen, right? So, you know, I think that you can get some guys that they're going to be really good as far as linemen are concerned. And I think that sometimes you just swing and miss. And that's the issue. If you swing and miss, then you have a season like you had last year with Oklahoma, or even worse, Florida State going 2-10. You know, they were so heavy in the portal for the last 3 years that when they missed big.
It makes big. No.
So,
quick question. Can you guys answer this? I think I know. Who's the last 5-star quarterback that has had success and hasn't transferred?
There ain't nothing special about me, Kimberly K.
You said 5-star though, right?
Who was the last 5-star quarterback that has had success and hasn't transferred? I'm gonna say no, just in general.
Wow.
I'm gonna say Vince Young.
Yeah. You think of anybody else?
He was a 5-star, but wasn't nobody else a 5-star. Vince was a 5-star.
As far as quarterbacks are concerned, talking about going all the way back.
I mean, because everybody else is transferred. I mean, pretty much.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, I don't know a 5-star quarterback that has not transferred. And I'm thinking all over. I mean,
Georgia, when we played him in the Rose Bowl, was he not a 5-star?
You're talking about what's his name? Oh God,
feels like he was.
No, I don't think. I think he was a 4-star. You're talking about the
4-star,
the quarterback for the Rams now, right?
No,
I mean, no. What was his name? Hold on, I'm gonna find out.
Now the quarterback for the Rams now, Matthew Stafford, definitely was a 5-star.
He was a 5-star, but he wasn't there when they played Oklahoma.
No, that's not. No, it was. Man, why am I blowing his name?
His name is. Damn, I know it too.
Trevor Lawrence but Trevor Lawrence was a 5-star. He was the number one.
Yeah.
Was Trevor Lawrence a 5-star? I won't say Trevor Lawrence, but I thought he was a 4-star.
Deshaun was also a 5-star.
He is 5-star.
Okay, so those are the last two. So Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence were the last two.
Not Stetson Bennett either. We were talking about back in the Rose Bowl days.
I'm trying to figure
out. Bryce Young was a 5-star, and he didn't transfer anywhere either.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an all the time thing. I think you've seen enough of it to know that there's guys that for sure, you know, even look at, I mean, you know, Caleb Williams transferred because of Lincoln, obviously. Yeah. I don't think he was going anywhere aside from that. No, you know, he was going to play for Lincoln. That was his whole goal. But as far as I think that, you know, it's getting fewer and further between, you know, because even Quinn Ewers, you know, he went and spent a year at Ohio State and then came back to Texas, but he had been committed to Texas before that too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, somebody said Trevor Lawrence. Well, yeah, and true, Zofix. Arch hasn't had success yet.
He hasn't.
So he can't be in there.
And now wait a minute. Is it so as far as Nussmeier hasn't got he went to LSU from the start, didn't he?
No, he was hold on.
Wasn't he a transfer?
Hold on. I believe he
I don't
was.
think he transferred from anywhere. What did he?
I think he did. Hold on.
I'm not quite sure.
We're gonna
What
find
effort?
out.
What do you mean, Ian? The effort isn't there?
Let me see. It
What
said
how he's looking for that. But see, we thought we had a sure thing with Jackson, but you know how that goes.
Sooner Cherry Bear, welcome in. 16 months he's been a member of the channel. My man.
no, he's been in the whole time.
There you go, Jason.
Jason had it.
I think you're gonna have some of that, but I also think that you've got it's such a different deal with quarterbacks, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Now you're starting to see it a lot more everywhere, at every position, but because kids don't have as much of a well, first off, there's a lot of money involved,
True.
and if you don't go somewhere, it's like, it's something I think we're going to talk about this tomorrow on the show. But they were showing how Nick Saban went and complained to President Trump about.
All right, good.
And it's so disingenuous of Nick Saban to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really just pissed off because it ruined his ability to do the way he wanted
to do it. Yeah.
And we're sitting here blaming, and when Trump starts talking about, well, we can cut off where they don't get paid until they do it the blah blah. Hey, you know what? Who the fuck made the rules?
Yeah. No, you're right. No, hey, look.
That's your fire.
Wasn't Jake Fromm a 5-star too?
Who?
Jake Fromm is who we were talking about. Thank you, Satterfield.
Yes. I don't think Jake Fromm was a 4-star. I think he was a 4-star.
He might have been a 4-star, but he was definitely a
Jake Fromm.
He was a baller anyway, right?
Yeah. Well, that running game was what got them there. That running game. I mean, Jake Fromm was, as Cam called it, he was a manager. He wasn't really a quarterback. He just managed the game.
Sonny Michel and Nick Chubb.
Hey man, they were loaded up. And they had good receivers too. I mean, they weren't missing anything on those teams for sure. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is it's not necessarily that you got to have a generation. I think Zofix is right. You don't necessarily have to have a generational quarterback. It depends on the rest of your football team.
True.
If you had a guy last year that, and I'm going to tell you, I still think that they played Jackson Arnold way too fucking much because he, basically he got all the mistakes he got and still continued to go in and play. Michael Hawkins had a 5-minute stretch of that game against South Carolina that they jerked him and they never even went back to him. So
nope.
To me, I felt like things could have changed just in view of the fact that he wasn't turning the ball over a lot. Those first 5 minutes, yeah, he did. And he had a turnover against Texas. But again, I really felt like the Texas game was it was just a terrible game plan. I think it was a terrible game plan. That was when we talked about it right after the game.
Oh yeah,
this is what they came up with in 2 weeks. What are you shitting me?
Yeah,
and
you can't have that many 9 and out and not do shit.
9 straight 3 and outs. I
not
remember
do
you
nothing.
that up to me whenever we were in there. 9 straight 3 and outs, and it just blew me up. But the point is I think that we're continuing to see a lot of change, and I think that we all have to evolve with the game. And I think that we definitely. I don't think there's any doubt that you want to see some sort of. I hate the word guardrails, but some sort of guardrails, if that's the way you want to put it, some sort of way of going about it. But again, I mean, what did I talk to you guys about with the Nico situation? Here we are. We're sitting here, got people praising Tennessee, and they started all this shit.
Yeah.
With Nico, and so it wiles me out for Saban to say things like that. I think it's disingenuous. I think it's very disingenuous, and I think there's a lot of coaches that are very disingenuous about it.
Oh yeah, and I don't think he'll come back either. Raleigh. He said Saban would return to coaching if the NIL got under control. I don't think he would because he still can't do it his way.
Well, I think if it, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that he's coming back, but he could try. It depends on how much he's enjoying retirement, really. You know what I mean? Is he actually loving it like he acts like he is? He seems like he's having fun with game day and all that other shit. And
he'll get a bigger role now with Corso leaving. He'll get a bigger role.
Nobody's ever gonna freaking here's the thing. There's no way that you catch up to him as a head coach in Natty's at this point. Shit, because it's too hard. It's going to be too hard to win them.
Right.
Yes.
I would have a hard time believing that anybody's going to win back-to-backs. I mean, I think you could see it happening some, but I think it would be tough. I think it's going to be tougher. And yeah, I don't know, man. And the view of the fact that they do have so many opportunities to look at Notre Dame. And I still say that Notre Dame's probably the favorite because of their line. But they're so good on that offensive line that guys that started at the end of the year are now transferring out because the guys that were injured, are back now, right? True. So they're still having to build from, again, you got to build from your high school recruiting. They had freshmen that were starting a lot of the year, right?
Right.
Yeah, Jay was soft.
Well, look, man, Daniel, I get what you're saying, but you can't be running and fumble the ball just because you running.
Yeah.
That's a JA thing.
But Ian, what all I'm saying is he's talking about there needs to be some rules. I absolutely agree with that. You know what the big deal is, though? The rules that are in place right now came not from the kids. They came from the NCAA. So we can sit here and blame these players all you want to. And I guarantee you we're going to have more to talk about with this tomorrow. Because I'm going to go back in and I want to see exactly what Trump and them were saying. And I'm just tell you, I don't think the people that think that you want to get government involved in this, you're out of your fucking mind.
Man, it ain't gonna benefit the players. I'll tell you that right now.
Anytime that Congress or the president and stuff get involved in this shit, it's not good.
It's gonna benefit the billionaires and the money. People get the money. That's just the way it goes. Right. But it's a bad look on Saban for doing that. It's good. I mean, do you think it's going to
about it for months?
There was something that we saved, Jason. I want to get your take on it. Someone was saying, this take right here. They were talking about the reason why the hate for BV, and this question came up by Thunder OU, which I think is very valued. Lincoln didn't have to worry about the transfer portal like BV does. BV, if you get a guy, and BV is all about getting the guys he wants. It ain't about getting the best guys. It's the guys that fit his scheme, fit what he wants. Lincoln would just go get the best wide receivers, the best quarterbacks. Don't give a damn about the defense. So his philosophy was, we're going to outscore you. And when you run into these juggernauts that stop you and you can't score on them, now your defense, which that defense, dude, if they would have had a top 60 defense against Georgia, they beat the brakes off Georgia. But you can't have a 112 defense playing a Georgia team. And the Rose Bowl, I mean, when you score 45 points on a Georgia team and you still lose, that's terrible. Yeah. That is terrible. So I agree with you on this under OU. Lincoln didn't have to deal with a lot of shit, but now it's biting Lincoln in the ass right now because the portal is killing his ass. He can't keep nobody. Or everybody's leaving.
Well, and he's gonna. I mean, everybody's been. All the USC folks have been. USCJ, as much as I love him, he's been talking about how great this recruiting class is and all that shit. You got to hold it. And we saw last year that a lot of those players, especially those Georgia kids, were using their commitment to USC to get more money.
Yeah.
But hold on real quick, Orca. You're going to say F the kids, but they didn't cause any of this. Which one of them caused this? Because there's not a single athlete that has had anything to do with any of the rules. They have not they weren't asked about them. Nobody asked them what they thought. There wasn't, none of this shit was collectively bargained for. They never have, it never has been. So in order to do all this shit, in order to sit here, and if you're going to bitch and complain about it, you have to bitch and complain about the Tennessees of the world and the NCAA, who was at the Supreme Court trying to get something else done with their, you know, to get more of their money and be able to keep, you know, not have to pay as much taxes or whatever it was. And what happens? The Justice Kavanaugh said, hey, you're either going to get your stuff in order or I'm going to rake you over the coals when it comes to the way that, because the way you're treating your quote employees. So what do? They throw NIL at it without any guardrails, if you want to call it that. There's no rules. They try to put rules in place. And when they did, they said, look, you can't use NIL as an inducement to get players to come to your school. Yeah. What does Tennessee do? They use it as an inducement. Yeah. They're paying him while he's still in high school. And then when the NCAA is ready to come down on their asses for doing it, what do? They sue. They sue the NCAA. And so, and then that takes all rules away from it.
Yep. No,
so you guys, we can sit here and now we're saying, well, you know, Nico was overdoing it and blah 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 blah. No, he wasn't. He was doing business the way Tennessee taught him to do business.
That's the key word. Because and then Arkansas did the same damn thing to his younger brother and got done.
You think that Arkansas is going to get that money back? Because I can guarantee you,
nope.
They're not.
No,
they're getting that money back.
No, I told you, man. I got a buddy that's down there, and he was like, "No, it says in the Arkansas Gazette, he was given that money to go to the school, not to do anything else, just to go to the school. So if you give me money to go to the store and get you something, and I go and I don't give you your change back, oh well."
Got to protect donors. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. The donors are getting protected plenty. And if they're willing to put their money out there, and they are, you need to, you know what? The schools need to protect themselves from going out there. If you just have all this money, you got a blank check from this donor and that one, then you know what? A fool and his money soon depart. You know? And the bottom line is that they've made it to where, especially in Oklahoma, these donors, the reason that they're willing to do it now again, why? Because they're able to write it off as a tax. Don't feel bad for the donors. It's not hurting them.
Yeah.
Breaking a contract, there's no contracts. That's the whole point, Orca. You're acting like there's been contracts and they've got all these stipulations in there. They don't. You know why they don't? Because they never tried to put anything in place. They never tried to put anything in place that would, or what they did try to put in place was not enforceable. And on top of that, it wasn't ever going to be adhered to by the programs themselves. A Tennessee, A&M. Look at A&M. They put $30 freaking million. That was 4 years ago. Do you guys realize that? 4 years ago is when they did that.
And
a $30 million best recruiting class of all time. And what did they get out of that? On top of that, they paid Jimbo another $100 million that year too. Unbelievable, bro. But I'm just telling you, look, in the end, I would just tell you that I don't feel bad for the school. I don't feel bad for the NCAA. I don't. I feel bad for the players that they're getting villainized all the time. That's what I hate that. And I'm always going to fall down on the side of the players. I'm always going to. Because just like the NFL, where they've got all the money, look at all the years that they've been banking all this cash, and it's gotten just bigger and bigger and bigger every year. And you couldn't even buy a freaking player a sandwich without getting your ass in trouble.
Yep.
You could sell their jerseys in the bookstore, not give them a damn dollar. You know, it's just crazy. But here's the one last thing, and I saw something up there about that. The idea that any of this stuff is going to ever really change, because the NIL, they've already made it clear. You're not going to be able to touch the NIL. That clearinghouse crap they're talking about, it ain't going to go. That'll never work. Now, here's what they can do. They're going to be able to do this, you know, the rev share and all that other kind of stuff. The NIL is still not going to be able to be touched. And guess what? That doesn't make it any different than it ever was. What you're really probably going to get with this is a little bit back to normalcy, because now, look, with the NIL, you could have K-States of the world and, you know, your Texas Techs and all that. They can afford, you know, to go throw a bunch of money at it for a year or two. But now that they have to buy in $20.5 million every year, all of a sudden that's going to limit a lot of programs. So now you go back to the Blue Bloods.
Yep.
Now you go back to the ones that got the most money, your Notre Dames and your Texases and A&Ms and even Oklahoma. There's plenty of them out there. Ohio State. It'll go right back to the way it was. And Alabama's part of that too. So is USC. There's plenty of them. The point is, and especially the ones that are in the SEC or the Big Ten, they're making more money, so they're going to have more money. In the end, don't start thinking that they're ever going to go back to that fairness is the way that they want this to work out, because fairness don't mean shit.
Yeah.
I've said it a bunch of times. Fair is where you judge pigs.
Or you getting cotton candy.
yeah. Straight up.
No, but the question that I like is there's not going to be no contracts. Everybody keeps saying contracts.
Listen, I think that if they wanted that, that'd already be in place. If we keep saying contracts. If the universities and the NCAA wanted that, it would be there. And again, with this portal stuff, we keep thinking about the one or two guys. Just think about Oklahoma this year alone. Out of the 30 dudes that have been in the portal, 30 guys, right? How many of them weren't told to go get in there? Maybe 5, 6. The rest of them, Oklahoma said, get out.
Yeah.
We'll help you get on somewhere else. Nobody wants it. You know why nobody tells you that? I'll tell you why. First off, the kid isn't going to tell you that he got basically cut.
Nope.
Because that makes him look bad for his next job. He's trying to go get another gig, and he wants to go and play some more and possibly get to the next level. The school doesn't want you to do it, because then they're under scrutiny for, why did you do that? Why did you do that? So it goes on that you just think, oh, well, the kid just jumped in the portal. The kid would rather you think he's greedy than he sucks.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the whole point. We keep putting this stuff on kids, and it's just silly shit.
I'm going to address this. Oklahoma's not broke. They just don't believe in trying to get into a bidding war with people and to give out money when they don't have to.
You have to have some responsibility, some fiscal responsibility. It doesn't. The gravy train ain't gonna run forever.
No, and Texas is gonna find out. Texas is gonna find out 30 and 40 million for one season.
What is the difference in what Texas is doing today and what they've always done?
It's public now.
That's it. That's the difference.
But I'm saying they've always overspent. But here's what I would add. You know, the argument we had last night about whether or not Texas was really truly the number one team in the country. It isn't. We know it isn't. You know why we know it isn't? Because with a bunch of fucking veterans, they couldn't win the Natty last year, and now we're supposed to expect that a bunch of freshmen are going to come in and gel together and then win the Natty, go undefeated because Arch is leading. What are you kidding? Get out of here! It's silly talk. It's silly talk.
Yeah, well,
why did Ohio State win it? They had a bunch of dudes that they convinced to come back for one more year. A bunch of guys, and then they brought in some portal guys that were, you know, some additions. But for the most part, they had Jeremiah Smith, and they had a bunch of dudes that they talked them into one more year. Come on back.
Yep. Hey, Jason. Go ahead. No, I'm gonna tell you. I got 4 questions left, and I want Jason's opinion on these 4 questions because we're getting everybody else.
Let's do that.
Ask these questions and everything. But Jason, this is gonna be a good one. I think you're gonna like this one. Good afternoon, Coach, and the panel and Bishop. My question to you guys is: what was your favorite moment from the past season, and who do you think will be a problem for other SEC teams this year Thank you, Chris Harrison, Concord, North Carolina. What was the best moment from this year? And then who's going to be the player that's going to give SEC teams problems next year?
I mean, it's kind of hard to beat whooping that ass on Alabama.
I was just gonna say,
I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
It wasn't even just a win. We owned them.
Jimmy says beating Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best one. Now? What was the other part of the question?
Who do you think will be a problem for other SEC teams this year? I guess a player. You think R. Mason?
Well, or which team is going to be a problem? I think there's a few.
No, I think it said who do you think will be a problem? What player will be a problem for other SEC teams this year?
Okoye.
There's a few, but yeah, Okoye, I would say. I think David Stone's about to be a big problem for people.
I got a feeling, man, that he's going to come out and make a statement. This is why I came back.
Giovanni. If Giovanni gets back and fully healthy, I like that you put 100% because I don't want him to come back early. Number one, if he ain't ready, don't come back. Wait until you're ready. And I'm saying, he may be ready right at the start of the season. Maybe it's week 4 or 5. Guaranteed, we'll need him when he gets there. Yeah,
facts.
Offensively,
he wants Texas game. He wants Texas game real bad.
Oh, baby. I'm cool with that.
He wants Texas
maybe
real
a
bad.
game or two before that, you get him in the last couple of games before Texas. That'd be awesome.
Somebody
get
said
his feet underneath him if he can't stay a little bit.
He said,
I like that.
He said the entire defense versus Jackson on him.
Hey, he's on the menu.
In on this, I'm not sure JA is going to make the trip.
Hey, I told Bishop earlier, went to a coaching seminar yesterday. And dude, the biggest conversation about NIL, but the other small conversation is about, because everybody knows I'm a big OU fan. Everybody knows about the podcast. They were like, do you guys think that OU is going to be more aggressive this year since BV is calling the defense? And I'm like, what do you guys think? Before I can even say anything, my brother-in-law jumped in and said, man, they're going to be hell this year. Yeah. They're going to be hell because that's what BV expects.
He's going to unleash hell is what it is. He's going to unleash hell. Yes.
Burke said he has nothing to lose, everything to gain. He's going to turn them loose this year because he has the dogs to where he can turn them loose on.
Right. And what were you talking about at the very start of this when I came in? You guys were talking about portal versus bringing them up through the system, right?
Yes.
As a high school player.
Yeah.
Now we've got a bunch of guys that this is year 4.
Yeah.
You've got guys that are in year 3 and 4 that have built that foundation, right? And I think Tristan's probably right. I don't think that there's really been a time that BV wasn't calling it. I think that and look at what they did last year. I mean, he can say what he wants about the whole we lost games whenever I wasn't, blah, blah, blah. I think Unk is right. In the end, I'm going to tell you that, as far as the player that's going to make a big impact, first off, they didn't go and pay $3.5 million for John Mateer to put Hawkins in the game. I'm just going to let you know.
Yeah.
That's just as much as I would tell you that I think that Hawkins can handle whatever you give him right now. I do. I think that and it sounds to me like his family is okay with him being able to regain that red shirt and have his shot next year, right?
Right.
Either way, what I believe is going to happen, I think that Mateer is the key to the offense first because he knows it so well, and he's got moxie. He can run a little bit. Now I hope he doesn't run too much, but because I think you get yourself hurt. But I do think that he's going to come in, and I think they're going to get after it.
Yeah,
get after it.
I think for the after breaking down film yesterday.
Guys, let me step away for just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay, you're good. You're good. After breaking down film yesterday of John Mateer, you guys, you're talking about somebody that reads defense, that has been in an offense that has been built around him. And Cam Ward also showed him some little bit things that he can go to the next level, and he has the actual players around him that's on his level, that's ready to go to the next level. It's a powerful combination, and it's just a matter of them trusting in the process and putting it all together on the field.
Yeah, and here's now Sooner Cowboys. I mean, it's rare lately that I ever agree with you, but I agree with you. I think that there may be a time that you need Hawkins. Hey, listen, injuries happen. Whether it's for a series or two, or it's a game or not, I think there could be a time when you need to. And look, the beauty of it is that he will have been in this system, and they've got development from. They've got basically 2 quarterback coaches that have worked together already, that are all pulling in the same direction. He's also learning from material as he goes along. And make no mistake, how many times have we heard players on the team that have said, "Man, we love Hawk, love him, think that he's a bad dude." You know, as long as he doesn't play over his 4-game allotment, Kyle, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And blowouts, I wouldn't expect a ton of blowouts, but
right,
maybe hope so.
I just think that with him being able to be with Mateer and Coach Arbuckle's quarterback coach, it's just when I'm seeing him in those quick glimpses that they show us, it just looks like his mental capacity has gone to a new level with Hawkins, and so he's more than prepared than he was even last year. This year, when he does get his time, or whenever his time comes, he's going to be more than ready.
More strength and conditioning. I mean, he's been matured a little bit. Now he's getting more development and opportunities. I mean, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of it. It felt like with Seth, we know that. I mean, it's easy to sit here and just kill on Seth, but the thing is, I don't think they really knew what they were wanting to do, and they certainly weren't explaining it to the players.
Right.
It was just do this, do this, do this, do this. And so with this it appears to me like Arbuckle they're very in tune with what they're trying to do. They want them to understand what they're trying to do. Mateer's helping him teach that, this being his 3rd year in the offense. I mean, you're going to go into it with a lot more knowledge, right? I just feel like you are. Hopefully he does get some time in some mop-up duty if there's a couple games here and there. If I'm Oklahoma, I definitely don't want his first snaps to be if John Mateer gets hurt. You just don't want.
Yeah, that's fair.
You've got, that's what those 3 games and 4 games really at the start of the season are for, is to get your young guys to, you know, acclimated with what you're doing, particularly when you have a new offense. I think that you need to have him play. He ought to play a ton of the game Kent State right before the Texas week. If I'm Arbuckle, I may even start Hawkins for the Kent State game, because I want Mateer working and thinking about Texas. Maybe he plays a little bit early on, but I'm just saying. I would tell you that the first snaps that I want, if the first snaps that Hawkins takes are whenever there's an injury, it's not going to be a good thing.
No.
Yeah.
He should play the first few games.
Yeah.
First few games. Get Mateer in.
Yeah, I agree.
Do some things and then let Mateer rest and then give Hawkins. But this is my thing when Hawkins comes in. Let him run the damn offense. Don't just turn around and hand the damn ball off. Let him run the offense.
Show what he's learning. Yeah, let him run the full thing of it.
Yes.
You should be learning a lot of that, right?
Yeah, I never understood when you bring a quarterback in and let him turn around and hand the damn ball off 30 times. I never understood that you're not getting him ready for the possibility of him having to play during a crisis, and you got him just handing the damn ball off to the running back.
Yeah, definitely.
So, hey, it is what it is. All right.
Well, you can't start in week 2, and I'm not saying to start in week 2. I was saying to start him the week before Red River. Let him play, and not necessarily start, but he should play. I wouldn't probably have Mateer in longer than the first quarter.
Yeah,
As long as we make
they get a
we
big
do the right
lead.
things.
If they get a big lead,
win last year, and they had to fire their coach just like 2 weeks ago. They're not going to be good.
who's that?
Kent State.
Oh shit, no.
They're not going to be good. So there's no reason why. I mean, you know, put Mateer in for a fucking series and then let Hawkins go.
Yeah. Oh, Jason and Bishop, y'all gonna love this one. Ooh,
Go ahead.
shit. What's up, Coach and Bishop in the panel? My name is Eric Little, and I'm from Orangeburg, South Carolina. My question is pretty much a loaded question, but we've been talking about it for a few days, and,
boys.
and we need your help. No, it's a good question. Who do you consider to be one of the greatest athletes of all time? And if possible, give us 5 players. Hopefully, you will name at least one of my favorite athletes. Thank you, guys. Eric.
I mean, Bo Jackson.
I had Bo Jackson.
Yeah, I have
Pretty easy. That's pretty easy. You know?
Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence.
Holy
Lawrence
Where did he
Taylor.
play college football at? I don't even remember.
Oh, let's find out. Okay, give me y'all's other ones.
Let's see.
Wow.
Sooner in Texas, you're going deep in the bag. Jim Thorpe and Jesse Owens.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Going deep in the bag. As far as college football players, if we're going college football players, I'd say the best ones I've seen.
Vince Young.
Yeah, Vince was really good.
He transcended.
He was damn. Yeah, fuck him. No, I'm just kidding. No, he was great.
Yeah, I know.
I hated that season more than any other one, but I get it. But I would say Bo Jackson, probably.
You think Deion?
Yeah, Coach Prime's one of them.
Lawrence Taylor played at the University of North Carolina of Chapel Hill.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Let's see. I don't know, man. Dupree was probably one of them. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's a loaded. He's not wrong. That's a loaded question. He didn't specify college or baseball or football. He just said the greatest athletes of all time.
Oh,
man. LeBron, shit. You know,
you got to put him as you got to put him as one of the greatest athletes to go for so long.
LeBron's definitely one of the great athletes.
Yeah. Herschel Walker.
The Selman brothers would be up there. Herschel Walker would definitely be up there.
Jim Brown.
Walker could still run for 1,000
yards.
yards.
Jim Brown.
Okay, let's do this. Okay. Football. Who would you say is the greatest athlete in football?
Just said Jim Brown. It's probably him.
Okay, Jim Brown. Okay, basketball.
I would also throw Otis Taylor in there, by the way. And I'm just telling you now, he's one of those dudes.
Okay, we got football, basketball. Wilt or Bill Russell?
Wilt.
Okay, Wilt. We got Wilt. Baseball.
Kenny.
Willie Mays.
Bo Jackson. Willie Mays. Bo Jackson.
I would go Willie Mays.
Athletes. If we're talking full-on athletes,
got to be Bo Jackson. Got to be Bo Jackson. All right. Boxing.
Athletes, yeah, because he can play in the NFL. Yeah.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali.
Oh, that ain't no ifs.
Okay. Last one. Okay. So we got football, we got basketball, we got boxing. Shit. That's a good question right there.
And honestly, that's I mean, you know, you can't really go wrong with some of these guys. Ali's better than Tyson, man.
Dude, even Tyson says that.
Tyson was a freak, though. Ken Griffey Jr. was another one of those goats.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ken.
But I think because you look at Bo Jackson and what he did,
and
what he was, I think we got robbed of so much from him. Because what he did in such a short amount of time was insane.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I think Tyson was I think he was a product of his. Tiger Woods is right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Tiger Woods.
for
Tiger
golf.
Woods.
For golf.
Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods.
Also, don't forget about Shaq. Who the hell is that big and can move that fast?
Dude.
Gee, Nettie.
Dude.
Wow.
You know what? We're talking about something, and I'm gonna say something that's crazy, but everybody gonna know. Wayne Gretzky.
Michael Jordan's right there too. Michael Jordan. Right there too,
no
hey,
ifs.
if we're gonna start talking goats, and I'm not hearing
Dude,
anything.
hey, look, my
MJ was that dude. He's the only. You know, there's been 4 times all time, 4 times in the history of the NBA that somebody won the MVP, won the scoring title, was first team all defense.
It's been done 7 times, and he's done 5 of them.
4 times. It's been done 4 times.
Yeah,
they were first team all defense, finals MVP, scoring title, and MVP. MJ.
There was another one that someone said, man, that if I can find it, it cracks me up. It said something's been done.
We're talking about athletes.
Yes.
Who was a better athlete than Shaq?
Nobody.
I mean, he was a monster, right?
Dude, he was a nightmare.
He was a problem.
Bo Jackson, probably the purest athlete of all time. I don't disagree with that. I think his athleticism is what destroyed his career, because only his legs were moving so strong that he destroyed himself when they tackled him by the legs, and they were still moving.
That's a good damn question, Eric. That's a good damn question.
I don't think you can really
go
wrong.
Like if you say Jim Brown, how can you not believe that one too? He was a monster. And how many years did he play? Like 6, 7?
Yeah.
Someone representing Jim Thorpe.
All right. This next one's gonna piss everybody off.
Right. Here we go. Randy Moss is there.
Randy Moss.
Hey. I'm gonna tell you now. Guys, don't go back and watch some Otis Taylor stuff.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that channel. I'm telling you, he's one of those dudes. You know that Otis Taylor, when he was in college at Prairie View, they won 2 national championships in football. They say he could throw a ball 100 yards easily. He also won a national championship on the basketball team at Prairie View. And at one point was who was it? Damn it. He played for the Bullets. Who was the best player for the Bullets back in the day? Or maybe the Knicks were the guy. Remember when he came out of the tunnel during the game?
Willis Reed.
He worked Willis Reed's ass over in basketball that year. That's how Otis was that dude, man. I'm telling you. He used to hang around with Ali. And you ask the guys from his time, and they'll tell you. I asked them, who would you compare him with? Like, and I'm thinking receivers, and they're like Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali, LeBron. They were saying he was on another level, man. Jackie Robinson is a really
dude. That's a good one right there.
That was a good one.
Absolutely. But they were
how am I ignoring my stream chat?
Him and Muhammad Ali were boys, by the way. And I'm just telling you, man, if you don't know, you should definitely go back and look. It's
Jackie Robinson. Man,
that man is not in the Hall of Fame.
That is crazy.
Facts.
Okay, we had fun. Now I'm about to piss Jason on.
Perfect.
What's going on, coach, in the panel? This is Chris Fulton from Kings Mountain, North Carolina. I see that on 3 and all these other media outlets have Oklahoma not even in the top 25. How is that possible with the returning defensive players and adding a lot of weapons on the offensive side? Is it just hate for Oklahoma, or lack of knowledge, or lack of not knowing what it takes to win? Thank you guys for your time. Best of luck on the panel.
I'll give this to you guys first. I'll give this to you guys first. I'll go last.
I knew he was going. My take on it is this, and then I'll let you go, Bishop. I'll let you go first, Bishop.
Oh man.
It's hate. They said it. It's hate.
Yeah, it's put it like this. Everybody has a thorn, and they just love to be our thorn. And hey, it's just part of the process. It's a privilege. and we receive it, but we also keep all receipts.
Okay. All right. My take on this is it is hate, but at the same point in time and everything, man, I think it's a lack of respect for Oklahoma, a lack of fucking knowledge too. You don't know. A lot of these guys get on here, man, and they do it for clickbait. They know the fan base, they know how passionate we are, and they know that we read everything. To say that Oklahoma is not in the top 25 with what they got coming back and what they've added with Ott and Mateer is asinine. It's crazy. But they need that because they know what we're going to do. We're going to blow that damn social media up with all these tweets and this, and they're going to be the number one repeat, number one broadcast, number one thing tweeting. Oh, you fans go crazy, go ballistic. It's all a bait to get us to go crazy because they know exactly what we're going to do. Now, do I think that it's a lack of knowledge? No, they know what the fuck they doing. They know what they're doing, and they do this because their numbers are down and they know how to get a rise out of people.
Well, think about this for a second.
That's my take.
Yeah, and think about this for a second. Andy Staples has been on shows all over YouTube for a fucking week and a half since he did that.
Yeah.
He put that thing out almost to, well, it'll be this is the second week. It took the first weekend, and then all last week he was on different shows explaining it away. Hell, his own show, Ari told him he was full of shit. Because Ari is all in on Oklahoma. I've never heard this from Ari Wasserman, which is weird to me, by the way. But he's all in on OU. Loves those guys. And it is clickbait. That's what my show was about last night. That damn well they know good and well that that's what it is. Because again, I'm going to say this about Texas again, and I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I'm telling you right now, if they didn't win the damn national championship last year with all the guys that have been there, and even the year before that, by the way, which they really should have the year before, right? They really had an opportunity. You only had 4 teams or 3 other teams to go through, and Washington, I liked them, but they should have beat the brakes off of freaking Washington. But with all that experience and all the games under their belt that they've had in the last 2 years, they didn't go win a natty, but they're going to go do it with 41 guys that are either freshmen or redshirt freshmen. Are you joking? How many returning starters you have coming back? Not that many. And what's their answer to it? We've been out recruiting everybody for the last 3 years. Okay, good. Yeah, and none of those dudes have played yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and by doing that, by making them number one and not even having OU in the top 25, bro, you know damn
we're keeping all receipts.
Yeah, sorry, gags his ass off. He's been gagging his ass off, Ryman.
Yeah,
you know, and that's the whole point. Look, do I think that OU needs to be in the top 10? No. Do I mean, and I think they may be one of the best 10 teams, but that doesn't matter. Let them keep hating, because really what they're doing is these players are looking at that every day. I remember with Nick Anderson and when they had their podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And him and oh man, what's the damn tight end? Why am I?
Caden Helms.
Caden Helms, yeah. When Caden's like, man, they hating on us. They don't give a shit. They're just hating on us. And they love that shit. Believe it. Hey, I've heard it from Kendall Dobie. I've heard it from a lot of these guys. And first off, I'm going to say this. A lot of guys on that football team care enough about Coach V that they don't want him getting fired. That's a big motivator. That's a huge motivator. Right? They feel, in Oklahoma fans, we feel slighted going all the way back to, you go all the way back to when Lincoln left the way he did. Now, Lincoln had his reasons, but the way he left was shitty. But in the end, there's been a bunch of hate, the Brandon Walkers of the world, and all these dudes that sit out there and talk shit over and over and over again. And yeah, they're doing it for clicks. I said it last year with that, what's his name? Barrett Sallee.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's full of shit too. But
Well,
enough of them are starting to say the right things, though.
yeah,
That's what tells you that what to me, there's no two ways around it. That what Andy was doing was trying to get clicks up. He was stirring conversation.
Oh,
no
yeah.
two ways around it.
Well, looking here at 247 Sports, they have Oklahoma at 25.
That's blasphemous too.
Yeah, I think, and the reason why I say this, I brought this up. Josh Pack and everything, he has Oklahoma at 16. I think that's a respectful place, even a little bit lower than that. But to say that,
okay, I don't mind with them being in the 15, 16 area. That's cool with me.
this is what bothers me is that nobody has added anything similar to what Oklahoma has added. No one went in there and got the number one quarterback out of the portal. No one went in there and got the number one running back out of the portal. OU did, and they're still not recognized for that. It's hate. It's clickbait. It's all that shit combined in one. Because they need for us to be upset in order for this thing to be productive as they want it to be.
And they know that we are Twitter warriors. So
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, dude, let's be honest, man.
The Oklahoma fans are high strung, but they're not. You know what? It's not any different than an Ohio State fan or a Texas fan or an Alabama fan.
no, it's no different. But see, right now, they know we used to be a prominence, and now that we move, they're trying to placate on. We was all so confident going into that season, but understand they won't put everything together and be honest. They just want to troll. Let's just be honest.
Well, hey, I could care less, to be honest. I love the hate. I love the disrespect. I really do. Because it only energizes. It only energizes.
It was, or if it's people. First of all, I think that you do have. It's a lot of hate. No two ways around it. There's haters out there, but I'm also going to tell you this. I believe that there's also some hope in that. Listen, not everybody in the SEC is Georgia, Alabama, LSU. In fact, none of them are.
Yeah,
Florida, I would throw into the mix there as well. Nobody else has had the kind of success, especially extended periods of success, as those four programs. And they know damn good and well it just got harder.
Oh yeah,
it just got
they
harder.
on the menu,
and not because of just because. Look, is Texas a sleeping giant type of program? Yeah, it is. If they get the right people in place to run the program. Which I'm not positive that, I mean, look, I think Chris Del Conte is he's doing his job. He's doing a damn good job of it. In a lot of sports, by the way. But I mean, and he's ruthless. I mean, he hung around in a fucking cemetery to go get their baseball coach.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that was gangster shit right there.
Hey, Riley.
But
On this question.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
No, I was just saying, yeah, we're gonna hate Riley forever. We're gonna hate him forever.
Because when Lane Kiffin left,
and we're not blaming him.
He didn't try to take every damn thing with him.
Today. We're blaming him for what started all this shit.
Yeah,
and rightfully so, by the way. But yes, you're gonna stop hating the guy that freaking did you like that? No.
If you marry somebody and they cheat on you, and marry your best friend, are you gonna be okay with it? Seeing yeah, no, man, we cool now. No, I'm gonna hate your ass as long as I live.
But what I was saying, I think that a lot of it is hope that, you know what, we're hoping that they really do become the next Nebraska, because Oklahoma at its peak performance, which we've seen, will beat most everybody else. There may be a couple that they can't, but they're always going to be right there, and they know that. And so if you allow OU to get going with the defense that Brent Venables is going to put out there, and an offense similar to what Lincoln does, then now what?
All I got to say, we were where Fire Tales built and approved. I approve this message.
Well, I mean, we always keep saying what would happen if Oklahoma had Brent Venables defense with Lincoln Riley offense. Well, we're going to find out this year because they're pretty much similar.
Facts.
They're pretty much similar, and Lincoln might have a little bit of edge because he's been doing it a little bit longer. But that doesn't mean that Arbuckle is not going to bring the A game, his damn A game every damn game. He's going to come with some surprises because he's at a place that he loves. He's at a place that he wants to be at. That's a big difference. That's a big ass difference. This is not Seth Luttrell. This is not Joe John Finley. This is an approved official coordinator that won't crack under pressure when shit don't go right.
Facts. He won all the smoke.
Yeah, I've been hearing this too, Kyle. The players been saying the offense is way more improved than last year. Way more.
And actually, they've been saying
it's got rhyme or reason to it, right? Sorry about that, Bishop. Go ahead.
No. What I was gonna say is that the defensive players been saying, "Hey, it's been battles, and there's been times they win a few, we win a few." And they say iron sharpens iron. That's what we want to hear.
Hold on. First of all,
please do. This is a knucklehead that thinks he don't know shit.
Look, Coop, I can say this.
Little clown.
CeeDee Lamb, great player. Great player. I'm not going to sit here and say anything bad about CeeDee Lamb. When you can give Texas 3 touchdowns in one damn game,
what the hell is CeeDee Lamb on your team?
Okay. But all I'm saying is that Lincoln got those guys and they still could not win the big games.
Lincoln did not fucking recruit those guys either.
No, that was from
Stoops.
And also fucking what's the one that we just let go a few years ago?
Yes.
Running backs coach.
Kel Gundy.
Kel Gundy went and got CeeDee Lamb
in Oklahoma history.
And he got Joe Mixon.
Yep.
Lincoln didn't get them.
Joe Mixon, Adrian Peterson was a Kel Gundy get. Come on, man. Let's stop acting silly. Come on, bro. Who's your CeeDee Lamb, bro? Who's your CeeDee Lamb? Please do tell us. You know what? And Riley, you're not saying Arbuckle sucks or anything, but the doubters say, yeah, he was good at that Mountain West. Okay. You know where Lincoln had been a coordinator before he got to Oklahoma?
East Carolina. East Carolina. I would see him all the time down here. Trust me, East Carolina.
I'm just saying.
But they're not playing the kind of competition.
Keep thinking about the stars as much as you want to, folks. That's all I'm going to finish this one on. Keep thinking about the stars and what you think they are and all that kind of shit. You don't know. It's just like all the crap you guys are saying about guys like Ryan Wingo. What has Ryan Wingo done? What has he done? So who are we talking about? Oklahoma. Yeah. You know what? Giovanni Gibson may be as good as anybody to play at Oklahoma if he gets healthy and comes back. And I'm not saying that because of coach. We were talking about him before we knew he was even related.
Yeah.
The dude is a unbelievable athlete. Comes from Louisiana, where they walk those dudes out of the damn swamp to play receiver.
You crazy. Out of the swamp. Well, also, Satega.
Satega is a good player. Hey, dude, don't forget about what's his name?
We ain't talking about Brooks. We ain't talking about Deion Brooks. Deion's out right now working.
He's a baller, dude.
So we're gonna see, guys. Look, I love when people come in here and we do this.
Just forget about Jaden Ott. That dude was an All-American 2 years ago on an offense that couldn't even throw the football. They averaged like 160 a game, and he went for 1,300 yards without a passing offense. Bro, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Yeah,
Texas fans, dude. You want to talk about delusion?
They on the menu. Okay, they on the menu. Bring it.
They are on the menu. They are on the menu. Damn, Skippy.
That's
They're
it.
the biggest haters right there too. You know why? You know what? You weren't here whenever I said it too. Why in the world should we believe that Texas is going to win a natty with a bunch of new guys when they couldn't do it with experience?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Hey, man, hey, you spitting facts on that one, because I would take a 4-year wide receiver that knows the offense and the playbook over a freshman. And if I can't get it done with that 4-year, hey, it is what it is. But we can sit here and do apples and oranges and say this and say that and do all this stuff and everything, man. Look, Texas fans are going to always feel like they got the best players. Y'all have always had the best players.
They always do.
You just never got the maximum effort out of them.
I guarantee you Ryan Wingo ain't got shit for Giovanni Gibson there, little coop.
We're living rent free in Texas head.
Always. Oh, dude, look, we are lowly 6-16 last year, and y'all worried about us.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all worry about us, man. We ain't nobody.
You watch these shows more than you watch your own shit.
We ain't nobody. We just 6-6. We got a long way to go. We got a long way to go to catch Texas.
I mean, you know, you have everything that you had. You had everything that you had in the last 2 years, the last 3 years, really, and they continue to not get it done. And all of a sudden, yeah, a bunch of freshmen are going to do it. Yeah, okay.
D-Lou talk. Okay. Hey, well, first of all, I'll thank you for coming on to the show.
Welcome in.
Always thank you. Always thank you. Always thank you for coming on the show and everything. No big deal. But when you come on, man, at least have some concept, man. At least have something to say. Don't just come out here and just start doing that shit and everything, man, to get an argument.
He's full.
Okay, Jesse, is that your prediction?
What is
Jesse, that's your prediction?
Oh,
I don't know that I'm going to go there with that.
Okay. Now, Coop, good job. 27 players drafted otherwise. Now, there was a stretch of 4 years that Texas didn't get nobody drafted. There was a stretch of 4 years they didn't get nobody drafted.
Let me share this. Let me share this for you guys.
What's up?
Feels like we've got an SEC homer that's really loving on Oklahoma. Hold on, I gotta share it. I'm gonna share the screen.
Okay.
That's some funny ass shit. Where it is.
Sooner Cowboy.
Oh yeah, they got an easy schedule. They got the Pop Warner schedule.
As per the usual.
Hey, every pundit that's looked at our schedule is like, man, they must.
All right, there it is.
All right, there it is. All right, don't bring it in.
Post-spring record predictions according to that SEC pod. The cousins are on OU.
Okay. Wow.
And I think they're still way off on Texas, but whatever.
Wow, 11-1.
And listen, and not to like take shots. I'm still wondering why is it that we're expecting the same out of Georgia?
Man, there's a lot of fans. I mean, Shorty's in here. Shorty let you know, man.
He is, but I've asked that question a few times in the last few days. I'm not sure why people believe in that. Because I don't know. I mean, they had to go to the portal to fill up on their defensive line. We don't know what there's a lot of questions offensively for them for sure. Who's going to be their lead back?
Man, I feel like they feel like they can just put anybody back there and they'll get the same results, but you can't.
Riley, if you really believe that they're gonna lose 3 again, because I don't. Alabama, you ain't gonna get me predicting that damn downfall.
No, I don't see that. I might see 2.
They got way too much talent, man. Way too much. Their
2.
defense may be better than anybody else's other than OU's.
Ken said 2 or 3 years ago, Tulsa beat Texas in the draft. 2 or 3 years ago. I mean, don't get me wrong. Texas has been getting a lot more people drafted now because of Sark.
I didn't say I'm writing them off. But what do they have that makes, just like I'm saying the same shit about y'all. What is it about them this year right now that makes you believe they're so fucking good? You can't just go off of last year, because last year doesn't matter ever. If you had a bunch of guys coming back like Notre Dame, you were one of the ones telling me Notre Dame ain't going to do shit this year. You know what? Notre Dame has almost everybody back.
Except the quarterback.
They got a quarterback that can throw, though. And that's what they kind of needed. Was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I'm just going to sit here and tell you that I don't know what it is how you can just automatically believe that Texas and Georgia are going to continue doing what, whatever. I don't even care that I have to have this argument about Texas. I don't know about Georgia either. And I'm not saying that I think Georgia's dead. I think there's questions, though.
Lemon crazy, man. Lemon crazy.
All right, Coach.
Hey, man. Hey.
You out of here?
Hey.
Yeah,
no. Oh, you good? You good?
Yeah, y'all go ahead and finish it out. But all
right,
I got to say is, remember this: everybody that's on that, they're on our meal plan. So handle that biz. Spit your fire.
All right, big dog, man. You have a good one, man.
We got to start selling recruits speed limiters before they worry about natties again. Again, I'm not completely saying downfall. I don't see them at the top of the country right now. I think I would probably have them where, hey, look, you have Alabama at 7th. If you're Andy Staples had them at 7th or 8th. I think that's probably where I'd have Georgia more than like up in the top 2 or 3. I think that maybe they were a little lower down there.
There were some reports I was reading earlier, man, that some fans are kind of unhappy with Georgia right now.
Well, man, I mean, you know what?
With the way things are going with the players and the accidents and stuff.
Once they won those 2 in a row, what else can you do but be a disappointment? When they didn't win 3 in a row, it was a disappointment. When they win the SEC last year, well, that's cool and all. But then you get beat by Notre Dame, and nobody was calling for that one.
No.
It's a quick down. I mean, when you've had success, then they expect more of it.
Yeah.
And think about this real quick. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin. If you told Ole Miss 5 years ago, right? If you told Ole Miss fans 5 years ago that they were going to have like 4 10-win seasons and have opportunities to make the playoff, whatever, and be considered one of the better programs in the country, they'd fucking been like, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
They would have taken 1 10-win season and been super happy about it. Because I think before Lane got there, they've had like 1 in their history. 1 or 2 in their history.
And that was back in the 90s, wasn't it?
Well, I think I don't know how many Hugh Freeze won the year that he beat Bama that year. They were pretty good. They fell off at the end, but I think they had 9 or 10 wins then. But I think it's not that many, right?
Wow.
And Shawty can come on and we can have this conversation. I'm asking a question. I'm not declaring anything. I'm asking a question. Why do we believe that they're at the top? Because I don't know that we've seen that lately. Now, do you automatically, because he's Kirby Smart, we think he's one of the best coaches in the country? Sure. But in the end, I think you got to ask yourself, why are they having to go to the portal for the D-line? That's not something that you ever see them have to do. Who's going to catch footballs? Is this quarterback going to be good enough to get guys the ball? Who's running the ball?
True.
I think it's a fair question to ask these things. I'm not saying that they're not going to win 10 games or be in the playoff again. I'm saying that I think that they're starting to head in the other direction and they need to probably get moving the other way. The path is easier. Is it though? It's easier than Oklahoma's for sure.
Well, it's easy in Oklahoma's, but you can't have no letdowns.
Majority of the old staff's recruits. No, not this year's. And you've still had a bunch of portal dudes mixed in. He went and got 5 guys on the D line
this year
in the spring portal. How good are these guys? How good are these 5 dudes? Because generally speaking, the best ones don't get in the portal. If they're starters or they're really good, they don't go into the portal. So I find that hard to believe. Those players all drafted, we have yet to see Sark's full team. Well, you know what? You're going to now. But you're talking about a bunch of dudes without experience, and all of a sudden, Watson, one out of the 5. Okay, good news. Good news for you. Brother, yeah. I'm just saying, you didn't do it with a bunch of guys that had experience. They didn't take another step forward the next year. Yes, they played for the SEC championship. They got beat. They damn sure almost got beat again by Arizona State. And Clemson gave them more of a game than they should have for not being able to stop the run.
Hey, I don't know if you heard, but you said the Dabo had to go get some basketball players to join the football team. It's just
now look, Clemson may be really good this year. They've got a lot of dudes coming back too. There's more of that. Expecting a bunch of dudes that are brand new to come in and win is all I'm saying. Is just, it's weird to me that so many people are saying, yep, Texas is just going to go and just continue on humming when they don't do shit.
Let's see.
They lucked into the Big 12 championship the year before. They'd missed out with the easy schedule. They didn't get it done this past season. Both years, you probably should have won the Natty if you were that good. Certainly, maybe not against Ohio State. You lost that game, but can you give me an excuse for why you got beat by Washington 2 years in a row? Because I don't think they were as good as Texas was. Talent-wise, they weren't. Guaranteed. Yeah, you lucked into it. If Oklahoma plays you in that conference championship instead of Oklahoma State, you know, when they screwed OU out of that damn last Bedlam one, if Oklahoma plays you in that, they probably beat you.
Let me see something right quick and try to bring this up. All right, try to bring this up.
Who knew? Yeah, no, nobody knew.
All right, let's try to bring this up right quick so I can show this, and we can just look at it and see what it's going to be.
They lost. They got beat. You guys got beat by Kansas fucking 3 years in a row. What are we talking about?
That game right there is going to be a scary game for them. That game in Gainesville, Florida. It's going to be a scary game. First game is going to be a tester. You go to Columbus, Ohio, with a new quarterback. Okay, he's good. Damn it. Hold on, Jason. Wife's calling.
No worries. Bro, and Longoria, Texas loaded at all positions. Yeah, with a bunch of non-experienced players. And since when is Texas not loaded at all positions? Since when? I'll wait. Tell me the last time they weren't loading up with players and not getting them developed. But here we go. And we're talking about Sark like he's the next coming of God. What happened to Quinn Ewers then? Why did he go in the 7th round? He was the first perfect recruit. I mean, I'm just you just said before Sark. Okay. Well, what happened to Quinn Ewers? I mean, I'm just saying. None of these guys have gone out and just set the world on fire when they got to the NFL either, by the way. And they still haven't gotten it done at Texas yet.
No.
We believe that all the dudes that had all that experience the last 2 years that didn't win a natty, didn't win one, but a bunch of freshmen and first-year players are going to win it this year. Are you serious?
Well, Jason, they got to, I mean, that's the narrative. They got to keep selling Texas. They got to keep selling Texas. That's one thing that someone said today on somebody's podcast. Whenever Texas is relevant, everybody buys into everything. But when Texas is not relevant, it's like the season is just like a disaster. They need for Texas to be good. And Sark, don't get me wrong, Sark, man, is a great offensive coordinator. He can call some great plays. But I'm just saying, I agree with you on one point. It's hard when you have a class you had last year that should have won it all, and you didn't get it done. And now you come back with this year with a class that's not proven like last year, and the offensive line, you have to go get 5 guys on the offensive line to add depth. You're not going to be that good in everything when you start playing teams that have a great defense. And they got to play Florida, great defense. Oklahoma, great defense. Ohio State, great defense. Georgia, great defense. I mean, it's going to be hard. I mean, they might get this done, Jason. They might, but it's going to be hard for them. It's going to be harder than what people think, even though the schedule is kind of soft on the upfront.
Which one of those quarterbacks, I just wrote it in there, but which one of those, he's been sitting and deuced the draft before Quinn was in the womb. You know what? Which one of those dudes was all that? Because first off, he wasn't the one sending off Carson Palmer. That wasn't him. Wasn't him that brought him along. Remember who the damn offensive coordinator was? The guy from a couple of years ago, Mac. Where the hell is he? He got taken in the first round, and I don't even know if he's still in the game anymore. Yeah, come on, bro.
We are 150 away. Some of those emails were emails that I'm not going to read because it dealt with some things I was going through. So I'm not going to read those. So we're down. We're not 400 no more. We're 150. So I'm good. But Jason, don't let that get to you, man.
It's not getting to me. It ain't getting to me at all. I can have this argument with these guys and beat them all day long with it because we know that he's exactly won 10 games twice as a head coach. Twice. And all these dudes that he's supposedly developing, what are they doing in the league?
Yeah, it's a good point right here.
Look, I mean, in crunch time, you could even say he hasn't really done that. I mean, look, chances are that Arch Manning is going to be one of the best. Chances are. But I'm just telling you that until I see this dude actually go win a natty, I'm not hearing all this. They're the best team in the country. It's bullshit. And we know it's bullshit. And you know it's bullshit. That's why it pisses you off that I say it.
Hey, look, Coop, after those games, can you come back on here and we can just chop it up a little bit after those games?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back. I'm sure he'll be back whenever OU whips that ass this year and they don't win the natty. Yeah.
Okay, see. I appreciate it, man. Hey, man. Hey, I love the debate. I'm not gonna say and lie to you. I love. I'm not one of those kind of guys that I'm gonna block you, and I like it because I want to see what you got to say. I want to see what you got to say. I can rebuttal it. We can get it, but I'm not gonna ban you. I just like a good discussion. And when you come in here,
when they get personal,
do this, do what we're doing right now. It's okay to disagree. He says, I got 100 out versus Texas. Daniel does.
What do you mean 100 on Texas or against them?
You know he's gonna pick against.
I know.
He said
100 on OU. Wait, I still don't understand. Did you pick? You picked OU to win versus Texas after you just told us how great Texas was? Mm-hmm.
Is that Daniel? Texas.
Longoria, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what is it. It's all over the place. Texas just getting hype. Texas just getting hype, just like their baseball team. They aren't winning no national championships.
Oh, you ain't beating Texas, Daniel says. Okay.
Hey, that's a bet. Hey, Daniel.
And I'm going to tell you why.
I'll take that bet.
I'd take that bet too, because let me tell you why. The week before, while Oklahoma's playing Kent State,
y'all playing Florida in the swamp.
They got to be in the swamp. Even if they find a way to win that game, you think they're going to be ready to get it after Oklahoma? No. It takes a lot out of them. OU gets to rest up. I think it's rough. I think that's a tough go of it right there.
What's up, Comanche Sooner? What's up, big dog?
But I'll take that bet. Who you already have that bet out there, or you want to throw it out here? Because
we can do that.
Let me know. We can split it or something, Coach. I'll get in on it with you if you want.
Hey man, look, I love the bet because he believes in his team. We believe in our team. That's what it's all about. Yeah. I won't be personal towards.
There's a reason why I don't believe in Texas, and it ain't just because I hate them. Oh my God, dude. Bro, you guys play a worse schedule than Oklahoma does by a lot. Oklahoma has the toughest schedule in the country, Riley. In the country.
Hold on, let me put it
Run along and worry about USC's little garbage. Oh, they don't even have to play Oregon again.
Hold on.
Or no, is it Ohio State? Yeah.
Second game, San Jose State. Third game, UTEP. Fourth game, Sam Houston. Sam Houston. Just those games right there. Hold on. We ain't done. Hold on. We ain't done.
It's Ohio State that you don't play again this year, right? I'm pretty sure it was one of the two, so it's got to be them.
All right.
Then you tough schedule there for Texas, buddy. Let me tell you.
And you play Texas, you play Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vandy, Georgia, Arkansas, and then Texas A&M.
Georgia on the road, A&M at home, but I think A&M, you never know. A&M wants that. They want that more than they want anything. To beat Texas they wouldn't give a shit if they won another game all year.
That was a good question. Somebody asked, who did Texas play last year before they played Oklahoma? And that question was, they played Mississippi State before they played Oklahoma.
Yeah, and OU had but the thing was, no, it was Louisiana Monroe, and OU was playing.
No, it says right here. It says right here, Louisiana Monroe was the 21st of September. Mississippi State.
Yeah, it was Mississippi State, and they were trash.
Yeah, a new regime coming in,
brand new everything. Yeah, and they got left ugly. We played, you played Auburn on the road. Better than Mississippi State, bro.
Yeah. Hey man, it is what it is, man. Like I said, we're gonna settle all this shit, man, here in about 3 more months.
They had 2 weeks. It's not even really about that. They both had 2 weeks to prepare. OU prepared like shit. It had nothing to do with who they played the week before, because they didn't play anybody the week before. They were both off. Yeah. So it is what it is. But Oklahoma, without a doubt, has the toughest schedule.
Exactly.
Why doesn't Oklahoma get an FCS team in November? They're not. They
don't need that though. They don't need that.
Games of the year. It doesn't. You've got what? Alabama, Mizzou, LSU. The last 3 on the road, home. But you also have to play Ole Miss in that stretch. You also have to play Tennessee in that stretch. Actually, Tennessee and Bama are back-to-back road games. You got a bye week in between, but they're back-to-back road games. It's going to be tough.
Well, that's what you want.
You have to get it together and play really, really well. Texas returns 5 seniors on defense and five seniors. How many of those dudes were starting last year there, Daniel? 5 juniors and a sophomore per the depth chart. Yeah. They've got a lot of freshmen and redshirt freshmen too. How many of those dudes were all starters? A bunch of them weren't. You can buy into Texas if you want to, bro. I'll bet. I told you I'd take the bet, so come on with it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Who has the advantage at quarterback?
Who's
got the advantage of quarterback? if y'all played our schedule, what's y'all's record? Man, we're expecting 9 wins anyway.
It's a wash.
It's not a wash. You're out of your mind, bro.
Man, look, it's 2 hours in. I'm about to get the hell up out here.
Yeah, me too, man. I've had enough of this for now. We'll talk again.
We're gonna talk again. Quick heads up. I didn't get the job.
Oh shit.
Well, I mean,
you'll be a GM, bro.
it was a mutual thing. They called me in and everything. They called me in, and there were some things that were promised that when I got there, they couldn't fulfill those promises. They were not gonna let me bring in my own people.
Oh, well, then stick to your gun. And you have to be able, if you're going to be in charge of all of it, you need to be able to trust who you're working with.
Well, I at least got to have an assistant. I mean, they wouldn't even let me bring in an assistant. It was like, we don't have the budget to. We're going to try to keep what we got right now. We just need someone to come in over. And I'm like, I can't do that. You're setting me up to fail. You're setting me up to fail, not allowing me to bring in at least one person that I trust. Because I was definitely going for my brother-in-law first to get him. And then there's some guys and everything, man, that I've known. I was gonna reach out to Coach. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was gonna reach out to him to see
Coach
what his obligation was.
Too, and I mean, shit, I take care of all that PR and all that stuff for you.
Well, like I said, man, I had it outlined, man. My wife was like, "Man, you really taking this shit serious?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm taking this serious because this is a promotion, man. And being an AD is a big deal, a real big deal." So, but anyway. Didn't get it, so we move on and go on. So it is what it is. But you gonna be on tonight?
Not tonight. In the morning. We'll be back on Rise and Shine College Football in the morning at 10:15 Eastern. That's 9:15 Central. Longoria,
I might jump on.
To pop back in.
I might jump on
anytime.
I might jump on in the morning. I'm getting up a little bit early tomorrow, so I'll send you a little text in the morning if I can jump on or not.
We've got it's Big Monday tomorrow, man. Dent, hopefully Dent and Boganowski, but we may have a special guest coming that everybody will be excited about seeing too.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna.
No, don't comment. Don't.
But
tune in.
I got to send in the link. So hopefully, make sure you tune in. You're gonna enjoy this one.
All right, big dog, man. Well, I appreciate you jumping in, man. Like always.
If as bad as Lucci, then that works out pretty good because that guy's killing it. So, whatever.
Yeah, I got you, big dog. Well, hey, man, you have a good night, man.
Later.
Horns down, man. Thank you guys for jumping in, man. They're rocking with your boy and everything, man. Sorry that I'm not showing my face before I leave, but man, I am stuffing my face like always.
Yep, and here's this.
The brand has finally returned. Your brand.
Good night, everybody, man. Y'all have a wonderful day, man. Have a good week, bud.
All right, you too, brother.
All right, peace out.
Money making good, my money need a loan. I'm just getting money. I'm just getting money. Money making good, my money need a loan. I'm just getting money. I'm just getting